Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Echoes of Honor, our sub-podcast of the original Dice Before Dishonor podcast, which ran first edition Pathfinder War for the Crown. What are we doing tonight? Well, when last we left our podcast after doing an entire Season 0 to prove that Cavaliers had what it takes, and then actually running Crownfall, we did manage to finish Book 1 of Crownfall in Season 1 of Dice Before Dishonor before bringing you to here. But if you remember the last couple episodes, I kind of went off on a tangent where some of the party were exposed to some strange creatures through a jade veil, and they find themselves entered into, instead of coming to the end, the epilogue, the pat on the head from Lady Lothide, who initially hired them, and meeting Princess Stavian again for a second, third time and getting their just rewards, they kind of stepped down the rabbit hole into an alternate timeline that's running right here in Taldor. And I'm going to show you... Where are we? Why, we're here in Taldor. In the Inner Sea region, northeast of Absalon, zooming in here a little bit, you will see the old country of Taldor. And within Taldor itself, I'll show you here, we find its capital city, Opara. And a lot of names on this map. To the north, on the river, Casimir, where they build all the navy and the ships. In the center of it all, Opara. To the south, our old rival, sort of Persia, as it were, in Galorian, Kadira. Do you remember Sir Samish Gildervarth, played by Frank Hamilton, who unfortunately is no longer with us, was a cavalier, fighter, nobleman, turned paladin of Sarenrae, bringing back an old religion. Do you
make it sound like the guy is dead when you say it like that. I'm just gonna.
No longer plays with us. He's in a home.
He left the show.
It's okay. He's in the better place
somewhere,
now.
just not here.
He left the show. He's dead to me. Anyway, no. No, just kidding. Frank Hamilton knows that he has an open invitation to return to Mongers. Unfortunately, his move across the country and his new job keeps him from being available on Friday nights. So he keeps tabs on us, but unfortunately cannot be with us tonight. Moving down the list of hooligans, do you remember Leon, our Taishan far-off noble that came from their version of Hong Kong, where the 5th or 8th Expedition Army carved a hole of Taldor right across their country in a pocket, and now they've come back, and the repercussions are baby child. Leon, our Taishan nobleman, equal in rank to Frank's character, but because he's a foreigner, a little bit lower. No? Yes, no? The archer. Do you remember Sir Dunaldagan, the half-orc who suffered the slings and arrows of second-class citizen society, born to a nobleman, half-breed, and had managed to become, thanks to Season 0, knighted, at least to his own house, in the eyes of Princess Stavian, who is trying to change things in this country? Do you remember the halfling, the dog training, wolf training champion, Sir Winston, who again, second-class citizen as a halfling, the servant class, and now has become a knight, also from the same adventures from Princess Stavian, joined this party. Lord Samish Gildervarth, Lord Leon Akiro, that I can never say his name, I'm sorry, Jay, became friends with their comrades, treated them as equals while they were all atop horses with the cavalier archetype on the road. But they did have to mind their P's and Q's in certain company. In this timeline switch, we had, who can forget, the twice cursed, originally Mummy's Mask character, now Dice Before Dishonor character, Fafal, the Kadiran Sylph. And what does Aiden do? when he has a ring, a very special relic of Taldor that seemed to be protecting him from getting absorbed in this timeline? What did Matt's character, Sir Winston, who was carrying a very special relic crossbow that seems to bubble him up and protect him from being absorbed in the timeline? Well, Fafal signed up for Tyranny and Anarchy and yanked the ring off and is completely absorbed in this timeline, where we had learned in the last episode that because he was cursed by Beset, the cat goddess in Osirian, and cut a deal with Set, the evil desert god, to protect him from that curse, said evil god wants souls. Pure ones. His good friend, Sir Gildevarth, is a paladin now. Well, after a failed poisoning attempt in the last episode, now he's kind of swatting mosquitoes and trying to play it off, and his assassination attempt in broad daylight in the middle of a shogun's court had gone sideways. We're going to hang those two to dry on the side and see what happens with them. When last we left, we had Lord Leon ask his Shogun father if the two men-at-arms could become samurai. Lord Shogun responded that only one, and that they might fight each other for the honor of that one. Graciously, probably because Ryan wasn't here to play his character, Matt Witt laid down his sword and offered his head to his large friend, saying, "You are more worthy than I," which impressed Leon. Shogun, who knows, the guy's a mask. But now, neither life was taken, and the Shogun is considering Leon's petition to make Little Sir Winston a samurai in this timeline. And before much else happened, there was a Kitsune in Echoes of Honor. It kept popping up and crossing into our main Dice for Dishonor timeline that kept messing with Leon's party. I mean, he's from Taishan. We assume it's something to do with Leon. Sometimes he helped. Killed assassins before we got to them. Sometimes he hindered, entered the party and messed around with us. His objectives are unknown, but he sits here now in his father's court, and because of a gift from a spirit left over in the last timeline, Sir Winston and Leon, or at least Sir Winston and Leon, if not Donald Dagan, have a true sight ability for a moment and see this Taishan man sitting on a couch too close to the Shogun in fox form and wonder his loyalties. And that's where we left it. To paint the scene, I would like to show you the city of Opara first. The capital, the shining capital of Taldor. Whoosh. Big bridge heading into Westport, Eastport. Memorial Park, Seven Towers, Eridan's View, the Imperial Square where the Senate Hill is, where all that action happened. I'm going to take you to a tucked away part. I'm not saying it's in Lionsgate or Crownsgate or somewhere very fancy or even hidden in the Narrows, but it is a lord's estate. And its location, because it holds the Shogun and enough guards in secret inside the walls to guard him, was not widely known to the rest of the insurgency that took over Opara. This shogunate that came by boat and worked their way into Grand Prince Stavian's outside army. Remember that he hired all these outside army and guards that accidentally killed Stavian himself and 222 senators while the party escaped through a teleport mishap. Amongst them, somebody had planted the Shogun's men. And now they have a very strong foothold in the city, and whether the city even realizes it or not, they are actually in control of the city, with Princess Stavian and Lady Lothide in their custody, and with Pytharis Maxillar, her rival that was have a control of the army and was making his own vie for the crown, abroad and unable to enter the city. This is the scene of intrigue within intrigue that we have set, and we look to resolve, clean up a lot of this tonight. So we are technically running a Dice for Dishonor / Echoes of Honor episode. A lot of key players are here in spirit and NPC form and will revise their roles. Jay Tamlin, Aiden Willems in the future when we do further episodes of this over the next couple months, or at least this month. But here tonight, revising his role as Sir Winston and playing his backup character. Do we remember Angelus, the Azamar Bard, played for a short while?
Yeah, the one who was having the conversation with the tree.
Yeah. Actually, I'm pretty sure it was pretty sure it was Winston that was doing the flipping and everything, but yeah. Ryan Messina, missing last episode, has returned, and we've caught him up to speed, and now he is playing an sort of NPC alternate version of himself. Sir Dunaldagan.
Yeah.
Yes, instead of the cool scar on the left eyebrow, it's now on the right. Completely changes the man, I'm telling you.
What if I went right instead?
Well, I got that you had the picture of yourself in your background. You were flipping the image, and I'm like, aha! This is what has come of the alternate timeline. Beware.
Duck left, you get the scar on the right. Duck right, you get the scar on the left. Either way, still get a scar.
Right now, you're carrying a very large axe and an armored, and almost took your friend's head by order of your lord, which you signed on. You know what you're getting into. But luckily, with a proud nod from you, Matt talked and wiggled his way out of it, or Winston, I should say, and Leon is applauding. You know, there was a lot of literal Japanese, thank you, J. Tamlin, explained and subtitled in the last episode. Quite the feat for someone we just kind of threw under the dice a couple years ago. What I'd like to do in this moment, before everyone acts and freaks out, is show you the Lord's Manor's room. So where we are currently standing, or where I'd, bringing you back currently to what was going down in the last episode that we aired 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago. It's been 3 years. So why pick this up now? A lot of people have taken interest in the old pod from years ago, and numbers are strong. And I always wanted a little bit of a resolution. At this time, I cannot promise we are picking up the series, but that's not off the table. I'll tell you that at least. And we wanted to have a go at 2nd edition. So tonight we are playing a 2nd edition version of these characters. Some real, some alternate timeline characters, to see how it goes, to see how you like it. If you've come this far, you've been listening to 1st edition. Now you're going to listen to a little bit of 2nd edition. Has the decision been made to throw 2nd edition Dice for Dishonor to the wind? We don't know. We'll say this is just a test, have some fun, see how you like it, see how we like it. So please, the next few episodes that you listen to, keep an open mind, and please contact us. Message, comment, reach out. Do you like the characters? Do you like the idea of 2nd edition? Will you only listen to more podcast episodes if we were true to the 1st edition? These things are all possible in the new year and if we come back to the show, but we need your input. So please email us at rollmongers@gmail.com. We are on Facebook at Rollmongers. You can comment on our live Twitch. We have a YouTube channel where you can actually see the maps that we're using and the minis and ourselves, our lovely elderly faces playing through the game that we love. There might be even a smattering of the new Pathfinder 2nd edition rules in here as we go along with the characters and all the updates to Fantasy Grounds. So it's going to be a fun ride. Buckle up, tuck in, and thank you for joining us. I want to go back to earlier in the day, where in a humble near the river bait and tackle shop has led a cordial invitation of 4 humble want-to-be or past Pathfinder agents. The cordial invitation that you have all received is, as such, your presence is humbly requested at the Porthmos Club this afternoon. Plan on leaving early, as you will need to charter a longer, less direct route. Do not advertise yourself as a Pathfinder agent here or when en route. When you arrive, ask for a bottle of Moon Grape wine. Those that have received this note, leave the traditional Pathfinder Lodge, and the way the receptionist is asking and the regular Pathfinder Lodge leader, Marcelio, is not present, something is up. Something is definitely wrong. However, a short time later, one Lord Anders Ardvarth Stavian III, one Barius Lothede. Now these names, Stavian, Lothede, you have heard before, like Lady Martella Lothede, the spy master that hired the party, and Princess Stavian herself. These gentlemen, distant or close relations, still are close enough in blood to bear the name. Angelus the Azamar Bard that had made a short appearance in Echoes of Honor, an early episode played by Matt Witt, as well as one other is expected in attendance. One by one, you enter the Portsmouth Club. One by one, you give the key phrase of answering for Moon Grape Wine. If I was the proprietor of this club, first one in the door, I would say is Angelus. Would you remind the audience of your voice, your demeanor, and how you dress as yourself? Because as you come in here, shedding the cloak and disguise of traveling and, no one knew it was me. In here is supposed to be a safe place. You show your face. You show who you really are. And speak the words and tell us a little bit about yourself head to toe. 30 seconds or less, go.
So in walks a human-appearing individual with white hair. He throws the hood back from his cloak. Barkeep, I'm so thirsty. Bottle of moon wine, please.
Okay. He nods and points at a certain curtained-off exit that's... You'd have to, skirt a table and chair to get to it, so it's not somebody would actually just naturally wander through looking for the bathroom of the privy. You'll find what you're looking for back there, sir.
Thank you. Waves a little hand, sweeps his long, flowing white hair off his shoulder, and steps through the curtain.
Okay. About how old are you?
I am 20-something.
Okay.
Age is but a number.
And that's how he says it, too.
He coined the phrase, but he can't prove it, right? It was my phrase. I was the first.
He's actually 31.
Yeah, but he's Nazimar. He looks so good,
I'll
right?
kill you. No.
There's some
I
guy
said
heckling him in the
20-something.
corner. You're actually fooling. You're not fooling anyone. You're 31, you bastard. Shut up.
Look at this crow's feet.
One toured affair with the man, and now he's revealing your secrets to everyone. Armaments?
Studded leather, a rapier, and bandolier of daggers.
Okay. Now, we said don't come, toting the Pathfinder. In 2nd edition, I haven't looked too far into Pathfinder Society. I'm not even sure, because I think they've changed a lot of the factions. I'm not even sure if the Sovereign Crown is still standing, but it was based in Taldor. It was run by Lady Grillia Mortella, and it was about preserving nobility, but still guarding knowledge as the Pathfinder way, and it was one of the several factions you could join. This is the faction, or its evolution of what it has become, that you're a part of at this moment. Step into the back room. Next through, we have Lord Anders Ardvarth Stavian III. Frames the doorway. Give me a snapshot, Doug. Welcome to the show.
A young, mid-20s, probably looks younger. 6'2", 185, 190 pounds, wearing a breastplate and a large bastard sword over his shoulder. Probably has his cloak pulled up over his head as he approaches the barkeep, pulls it back, and the golden locks sort of flow out from there, and turns to the barkeep and says, "Do you have any Gungan juice?" No, I mean, moon grape wine.
Sure. You're in the right place, sir.
What color is it?
It's wine, sir. It's white or red or rosé or blush, or he names 6 colors, but he says there's only 2.
Well, moon grape. I said moon grape. What color is moon grape wine?
He makes a movement under the bar like he's reaching for a loaded crossbow, but while he's looking you up and down, but decides that you're legit enough, and he points at the curtain.
I make a society check and save myself for a minute there.
Yeah, exactly. Give me a society check. First mission, huh? Yeah, get back there. Watch out for the bard. He's handsy. All right. Next in the room, we have a distinguished beard. Oh, just a reminder to audience and new players, the gentry, the lords and ladies of this nation, sport very fashionably, and a lot of them do, any kind of beard they can get away with. The common man is not supposed to, not really allowed to. So they have the bearded, meaning a noble person, a gentleman, and the beardless, meaning the common folk, the worker. Even if it's a thin blonde line or mustachio or something, you'd only need a hint of it because of your clothing. No one needs to walk in with like a Garibaldi, fluffy.
That's kind of sad. That means I have a wispy-ish sort of, because it's sort of clear that I'm probably too fair at mid-20s to have much of a beard at all.
That's okay.
So so I have something to...
Taldor has the latest cosmetics and felt pens, and you want to give yourself a little mustachio, like all the other kids. That's fine. Barius Lothid enters the dwelling. Could you describe yourself? Welcome to the show, Joe Gibson.
Well, thank you. Various stout man, humanoid-ish, human-looking man.
Okay.
Age? 5'6", 20-ish.
Okay.
Sporting pretty much like a Tony Stark goatee. Very
okay.
light.
Yeah.
Eyes are golden in color.
Okay. Hint.
Towards an ancestry, but
yeah. Okay.
Others will find.
All right. Clothing.
Just normal clothes, normal explorer's clothing.
So you
Nothing
don't wear
extravagant.
fineries? No.
Nope, nothing. Lots of jewelry,
Okay.
but other than that,
Now, amongst this jewelry, you must have something, even something as subtle as a ring, for someone to look you over and go, "Oh, Lothid," right? And not just snub you without you having to look and talk to the ring or talk. There's something.
Yeah,
there is something on you, crest wise. Yes. Okay.
The family crest on the ring, the family crest on the necklace.
No, that's fine. That's fine. but hey,
if you look hard enough, they might be on the boots.
Yeah, tattooed on his left cheek. Yeah, I get it. But not much for the clothing. That's cool. You come into the establishment and you catch Anders talking to the guy, fumbling over his words, and he sees you. And we didn't finish necessarily with the armaments, and clothing of Lord Anders. So, Doug, how is your guy armed? How's he stand? How's he dressed?
As I said, breastplate and a bastard sword.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed that.
Also have probably other weapons on me that may or may not be as obvious. Although, I don't know that I'm carrying my full, like if I knew I was going out for a fight, I'd probably have like an extra short sword and,
Oh, yeah.
But for this, I have my main weapon.
Okay. And Mr. Barius Lothid. Now,
Yes.
We have Lord Anders. Barius Lothid, do you have a background to stout your name, nobility and such, or did you go something else?
I did nobility, yes.
Okay. So it actually is, although you don't have to dress yourself as Lord Lothid, but you technically are. There are a lot of lords that are so absorbed in their work or whatever that they, people know who I am, and you don't have to prance around, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I am not one just to boast the fact that I'm a lord.
No, so a mirror image of two men. Different size, different hair, slightly different heritage, but both similar in status and Taldor stand in this room 20 feet apart, looking each other up and down. One in finery, the latest weapon and armor, cloak, the whole bit. One in utilitarian adventure gear, can get to boot sturdy, I'm not going to tear my dress, that kind of crap.
Yep.
Look at each other. Anders, not wanting to be overheard, heads for the curtain. And Lothid, you go to the proprietor and do what?
Barkeep, can I have a bottle of your finest moon grape wine, please?
Barkeep, is it? That's rich, sir, or my lord, he says. Yes, through the curtain with the other one. Mind the bard, he owes me money.
Take that up with the tax collector.
Okay. Just a friendly warning. Everyone talks shit about Andreas. He knows everybody, he knows the entire town, but he's either fondled, harassed, gambled. He owes everybody money. He owes everyone. He's dated everybody. It's been everywhere. No NPC likes you, Matt. I just thought we'd start with that chip on your shoulder.
Is this Rahal?
No, I'm just saying, you know.
He owes everybody money.
You get my characters confused, Jeff.
How many times has Andreas been married?
Angelus?
And jealous.
Never.
You guys are like 20 something, right? So like
No woman could pin me down. Not to mention, I know my way around a sheepskin.
Okay. How about a strong burly man? Do they pin you down?
Easy.
You owe us money. Oh, I wasn't going there. They owe money. Pay up.
Hardly.
Pay up, pretty guy. Okay. One by one, and not too long apart, you come into the back room. Ushered into the back, there is a stairwell immediately through the curtain, and you guys find yourself standing down near a wine rack and a bit of a wine cellar, but there's not much down here. It's almost like auxiliary stock. There's nowhere to go. You're just standing down here. Next guy comes down. Third guy comes down. Finally, the proprietor himself, maybe has somebody else, comes down behind the three of you and says, apologies, but the lady does not wish to wait too long for the fourth, so the party of three will have to do. He goes over to the wine rack and he pulls it aside. And behind the wine rack reveals a short hallway that leads into an open room. A meeting room outfitted with a table, threadbare velvet chairs. To the left sits a lady that you all recognize as Lady Gloriana Marilla. A light-skinned, dark-haired Taldan woman wearing a fashionable dress. And I gotta say, has not aged well in the updated picture.
That looks more like an Lady Armadillo.
She's got a great personality.
I just, with the purse and the pout, it's like Lady Karen Marilla for your viewing pleasure.
She needs Botox.
or alcohol.
Oh, she's had that. She's got some of that in her purse.
Come now, gentlemen. Beauty is but a candle snuffer away.
So you guys come down, start gawking at your boss, making comments, and then Angelus puts you in your place. That's great. She looks towards the man on her right. He wears a simple white shirt, a pair of brown utility trousers, is light-skinned, gray-haired, with a ruddy and somewhat pock-marked complexion. You guys know this as...
Do you have a beard?
No, he does not. But he is the lodge leader, Marcello, of the Pathfinder Society, blending in with the commoners. He's the guy that runs the bait and tackle shop, and which doubles as the lodge. And you guys went down there for your next mission. He wasn't there. Thank you all for coming, says Lady Gloriana Marilla, longtime ally of the Pathfinder Society. I hope the refreshments are to your liking. She points at a bit of cheese and crackers and pinches a bit of cheese between her fingers, dropping crumbs near a gray stone cube that sits on the table. The rock cube rolls over, right over to the cheese, opens a crystalline, toothy-looking maw, and starts engulfing all the crumbs. A few months back, a group within the Taldan military, calling themselves the Ninth Army, perpetuated a crime spree against the supporters of the Grand Princess Eutropia. They intended to implicate, and she points at the man beside her, this venture captain Marcello here, and for a while I nearly believed their ruse. Thanks to the efforts of a group of agents, we are able to determine that the Ninth Army was responsible. Yet, Marcello still insisted on taking the blame for, well, I'm sure he has his reasons. This brings us to our current situation. The Ninth Army, which I believe is merely a puppet organization for a very dangerous faction belonging to the Tai-Shen army. The rumors you may have heard, gentlemen, are true. And the enemy abroad has not been quelled by our colony and has infiltrated not only Opera, but the highest levels of government, and is now pulling strings on so many levels I cannot count. We must uncover evidence proving the Ninth Army's plot to frame Marcello. I've tightened my circle of trust to just you and a handful of my most loyal spies. She pauses, the silence only broken by Marcello cracker crunching, and a few crumbs hits the table, and the giant cube tumbles over the table to devour them. After sipping some tea, Gloria resumes, I've learned that off-duty 9th Army members gather at a tavern in Eastport called the Fox and Lion. I've arranged transportation to an old candle warehouse just south of the tavern. Your mission is to cause a commotion at the tavern and draw the 9th Army into pursuing you through the streets. We've planted false information suggesting that Marcello plans to flee the city. So the 9th Army is on edge, and the mere presence of the Pathfinders may provoke them. While they chase you, Marcello will coordinate my agents in observing the 9th Army's every move. He will be in the candle warehouse. It's a safe house, and it's close enough for him to use magic to communicate with my spies and yourself. Hopefully, one of the criminals leads us to their true hideout. Then we can send you into search for evidence. Please, gentlemen, she says, eyeing the armed Anders, avoid direct violence if you can. Marcello will signal you with magic when we have the information we need. Then you can lose anyone still tailing you and rendezvous at the safe house. Any questions? The scene immediately pulls up the stairs as the gentlemen begin answering standard Pathfinder agent questions, ready to embark on a mission to clear the venture captain of the Lodge of Opara for the Pathfinder Society's name. Little did these gentlemen suspect that such a simple mission would lead them directly to the captors of Princess Stavia herself and Lady Lothheed, who most believe are sitting in power. When asked how to proceed at the high bell of noon, they were told to investigate, to go forth, to gather as much information as they can and report back. These gentlemen managed to blend in with the Taishan guards, managed to infiltrate a nobleman's house where the shogun himself and his son were holding a small court, and now, awaiting a word from the venture captain and Lady Glorian, have confirmed the identity of both Lady Lothheed and the princess herself are in the room and do not seem to be themselves. There is a small magical device called a wayfinder. It's like a compass, and you can send messages, and you guys are literally waiting on the go to maybe make a move, call him back up, get out of there, and then just lay back and find out where they move her. But this revelation of she's not at Parliament, she's not in power, she seems drugged, and there's an entire court of Taishan, like they have taken over a lord's house, and inside, beyond the vision of Opara and all the nobles, it's like stepping into a different country. I'm going to give you a little bit of music to change the scene. These gentlemen spent a day as loyal Pathfinders, and now they may be a little bit over their heads and out of their pay grade, but are very hesitant to abandon the side of Lady Lothheed, Barius is Lothheed's distant cousin, and the Princess Stavian herself, a distant, if not close enough relative of Lord Anders himself. There is family in this room, and I do not know how close of a relation you gentlemen are or say you are, but it is up to you to decide to translate your orders, defy the Pathfinder Society, act or do not act. As a scene plays out with Leon, Sir Winston, and Sir Dunneldagan about one of them becoming a samurai and an actual fight, it gives you guys a distracted moment to murmur amongst yourselves, to form a quick plan if it is wise to act and try to extract the princess wait for an opportunity to do so, or just get out of there and lay low and try to observe to see if they move her or not. The problem being, they could possibly move her in secret or with magic, and you guys would lose her. What would you do?
Urge intervention.
Gentlemen, we may never find ourselves with an opportunity like this again. Just think of the accolades we'll receive from the society if we're able to not only gather the information they require, but free their captive princess.
I look across at us and go, but we all look as what we are. I mean, we're loyal Stavian people. If we go in there like this, we'll never
Worry
get
not
past
about
those
her
guys.
appearance. I shall take care of that. And he just kind of like does a mystical weaving pattern with his hands above his head.
Okay. Tell me about this spell.
The spell is called Befitting Attire.
Okay. How's it work?
And I'm on the wrong character. Befitting Attire. So up to 5 willing creatures for 1 hour. You cloak the target's an illusion, shaping their clothing and worn items into one suitable for a particular occasion. You visualize the occasion, and the spell creates illusory attire customized to each target. For instance, if you visualized a noble ball, armor would appear to be fine clothing. This doesn't change identifying details of the target's appearance other than their clothes.
Okay, so you would look like, maybe not the breastplate, but you would look like you guys were Taishan clothing, but it wouldn't change your skin color. It wouldn't change your height, your weight. Wouldn't change your broadsword tapped to your back. Okay.
Oh, it does, yes. Weapons.
Oh, okay. So weapons besit. Okay.
Just not your race and your face.
Right.
Now, that said, we could apply disguises to those things.
Yes. And if you guys want to, like, how many Hitman games you played? Dude puts on a hat, and because of what he wears, or just throws on some clothes, he just keeps his head down and blends. So,
Or half
you guys-
mask or anything like that.
yeah. So I don't think you guys would need to get into makeup so much as just keep your head down. You know, try not to look like, you know.
Look like white guys?
Well, yeah.
Is that what you're telling me?
It's just a whole bunch of white guys dressing up as non-white guys, even in a fantasy world.
Hey,
Glad I'm on this side of the fence.
Creation.
in regular D&D, how many times is somebody like, oh
Totally.
yeah, blah, blah, blah. Now, not getting to reveal too much about everyone, but I do know that Matt actually has an archetype which makes him a bit of a master of disguise, and he does not take penalty for changing his race. That is also human race within race or not, right? So if you don't take that penalty, I will let Matt make a deception roll, and he disguises you with makeup. You guys just sit there like actors in Hollywood.
You want it in the tower?
I'm just the dude playing the dude who's playing the other
Put it
dude.
in the tower.
Well,
Oh,
but
yeah.
we're going to be able to look at each other and know. So they
Not
could be
really.
an open roll, assuming that we have enough time for you to do, to do it right. We're going to see whether it seems to work or not. That said, we may not know what you're aiming for.
Still in the
Does it look
tower.
good?
You guys
Put it in the tower?
You
Yeah.
guys are not expert in this. You're characters, right? You're not experts
Okay.
in disguise. You're not expert. You know what I mean? He
It is
darkens
in
your
the
skin.
tower.
He darkens your skin. He darkens your hair. You look in this wig, Ander. So I want to be
Gets a
blonde.
little
No
bit
one-
of tape, puts it on your eyes, pulls them back.
Oh, jeez. Audience, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
Face here, guys. Let's do it.
Here, put this helmet on. There you go. With the nose piece. I mean, look at the guard picture, man. Like the helmet covers a lot of the face and hair. You just gotta throw
That is
some.
true.
Throw some. Yeah.
Put a little bit
this and
of foundation, some concealer,
that. Something. Yeah.
do some contouring.
Could have been a beautician, right? Do.
You now
Alright.
look like full-on geishas.
There you go. Wait, instead of like guards, you guys look like geisha girls.
Guards.
The most fabulous guards
Oh, you
ever.
look great. You look great.
Okay. So
Sparkles.
you
What are the
guys
sparkles for?
are a little change. I might have misstepped when you guys kind of corrected me. You guys are outside, and intel has come that, remember, there was a fourth missing, right?
Yep.
Someone, I mean, I guess you could say, do you like Moon Grape wine? start asking people while you're fighting them or whatever. Keep an eye who might try to aid you or stall or ignore your actions. Like, they're deep undercover. So whether it is someone that's here tonight or basically, I mean, obviously it's either going to be an NPC played by me. It's either going to be Aiden. It's either going to be Ryan or Jay's backup character or someone I'm controlling like Frank's character or someone that, guard number A comes forth. I'm with you. You have no idea. But there is someone on site feeding this intel, has confirmed it. The lodge believes it and wants you guys to wait until we have more information. And you guys are like, let's get in there and get more information. Maybe we can help this guy. You look good in geisha. You look good in that dress. Doug, you're fine. And we go. We decide, like, we can't wait. These are our cousins, right? We hustle inside. To change a whole bunch of getting in.
Oh, that's true. You guys are related.
Yeah. Well,
and I'm sitting here having to convince you. Ooh, bad family mojo there.
Yep.
I can't stand her. I secretly hope I was going to find her with her throat slit.
I want to assume the throne, right? It's a Game of Thrones. Welcome to the Game of Thrones. Let them have her. I'm next. I'm going down the courthouse and claim my right to the throne. That said, getting in is easy. Getting out with them will be the long played hard part. So give me a deception roll in the tower, which I'm looking at right now. Let's make it fun. Okay. It's per character. I want 3.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because Anders is fighting you on what shade of blush he likes, and
no, well, I am not trained in deception, so is there any other skill that I might try to apply to this, or is this just...
Do you have a mirror? Do you have a mirror? Do you have a mirror?
I do not have a mirror on
for
my
grooming pyramid,
I'm sure that I do back in my room wherever I stay, but I did not bring.
Do you have a way to cast your reflection, because you're not sure this is going to work, right? You were the doubting Thomas. See, anyway,
am I? Okay, you tell me how I act.
Okay. No. Just like you were the one saying this isn't going to work, and can we see ourselves? And we should be able to judge. So now I'm giving you that opportunity. Angelus, complete transformation. His hair goes black. He has dainty features.
Well, I will roll a deception check if that's what you're asking.
No, I want a perception check to pierce the disguise that is set up by because you're the judge, right?
My apologies.
Pull a plug and abort this if you don't think you're comfortable. Okay. I'll let you have that 29 that you goofed in the open. Okay. He's rolled high enough that he would have to roll as high as you in the 20s or more. This dude's rocking high 20s for all 3 rolls. You barely perceive, and you kind of do I don't know who you are, and open my eyes and look at you, Mr. Lothid. And it's he changes his demeanor a little bit, but he changes his hair, and this dude gets rid of all his Lothid rings. He no longer looks like the Mandarin, that kind of thing.
Right.
And hands and face and a little bit of, and then the spell to finish it off. And it's pretty convincing. And unless somebody asked you for papers and judged you up and down, we are so-and-so, you know what I mean? If you guys just blend, no one confronts you directly. Skill. And even if they did, these are pretty sharp disguises. The Bard's done a really good job on all 3 of you. Which is too bad, because it was super. I'm not gonna lie; these are all high 20s. If I went with something he got 5, it's but you suck. You look like the tallest white asshole. You're wearing blackface. You're gonna offend everybody. In you go. Nope,
that's not a very good tanning job.
No, but like I said, going
or we come out orange. That's fake
not to strong hand the character and what he could or couldn't see, but rolling with the rules and how this would play out. It's you can have your doubts. Here you go. Here's your rolls, and it looks pretty good, man. What do you want to do?
Continue forward.
Okay,
good job.
Now the problem is we all speak perfect common, which is Taldian, and no Taishan. Does anyone speak the language?
What is that?
Sure.
Taishan. All right.
This is an invader's language.
I do have a bonus language that I didn't select.
There you go. Poof. Yeah. Not too obvious, right? Okay, let the bard do
They
this.
just invaded us, so there aren't a whole lot of people that speak this language, are there?
Yeah. Well, Leon, but we're not his friend. Anyway. Yeah. So this is, blend in with the foreigners, right? This is real. This is what I like about Pathfinder
What's the
Society.
language called?
I believe it's just
Tai
Tai-Shan, like Tianxia, like, it's just Tai-Shan.
Tai-Shan.
I will state I am a polyglot since I know 8 languages.
Oh,
I
sweet.
will try to do it the best I can.
Okay. Use your magic
You
to
know the
make
language,
subtitles
the
appear
accent
below
is
you,
hard.
and you're good.
Okay.
That's
I'll
not too
try
offensive.
my best.
Okay. So would that? I guess it would just come under deception, right? You just roll
Yeah.
deception to fake the language. Sure.
Yep. Yeah, and hopefully you can give me some bonuses or something.
Well, I'll give you this, because you know the language, right? The polyglot would be intelligence, going, I know what to say, but it's all inflection, accent. So you still have to go off deception / charisma to pull off acting
Yep, okay.
like one of them, right? So I'll even say you have a base enough that you could probably just, I know what to say. Where's the bathroom? Blah, blah, blah. But are you using the right kanji? Are you using the right accent? Hence the deception
Okay.
roll. But I'll give it to you. I'll say that you can,
Okay.
as you observe, right? However, you haven't run into these guys a lot. Observing the bard, what he says and how they respond, you will rapidly pick it up. And as we go through the episodes, I'm not gonna say you're fluent by the end, but
No, but enough to say, yes, the
Yeah.
kitchen is that way. Okay.
greetings. You pick up on the greetings and you watch their facial expression to see if they say something tart or hoarse or whatever, which probably be like an acceptance or like there are some rapid ways of Anyway, fast forwarding to you guys faking your way in. And jealous. Deception. We are disguised as either some kind of Tai-Shan dignitary, guards, an ensemble, and maybe even a geisha girl threw it in there. Why not?
Deception, you say?
I want a deception roll because you come to the gate.
All right, in the tower it goes. Come to the gate.
Okay.
Konnichiwa.
Okay. They ask you, who are you?
Hi.
We've been sent to escort some prisoners.
So Obi-Wan says, hello there. And Doug's like, hi. Yes, hi, yes. I agree. That's going to go well. Sorry, you're saying escort some prisoners.
Or sorry, captives. I'll use the word captives.
Okay. With your 4 levels of bard and they challenge your authority. They're like, under whose authority? Like, who do you serve that, you're interrupting my day? The highest.
All right, I will
important
tap into
people
my
are-
brain.
yeah.
Knowledge society, this bish.
There you go.
Ooh. A
19?
19?
Okay. There are some highly suspected people. Like the Tai-Shan didn't walk in here. They were let in. Someone gave them the keys. There are traitors in Taldor. We have our Stavian himself, but he's dead. The Grand Prince, the king, was a traitor to his own country, and but he has some supporters or whatever. So you have some names you could try out. It's risky, but at least you'd have an idea, maybe some name dropping that you could try.
Okay.
Okay. So give me a deception, and the higher the roll, the better the name you dropped, or names plural. Oh no, you could do that open.
Oh,
And it's
you'd
it's
like
fine.
to see this number.
I'll take the 23 you just rolled, dude. That was
Okay,
nice.
I'll take it.
Yeah. There.
lion's my jam.
Yeah. There is a liaison to Lady Princess Stavian, who is Tai-Shan. He's a young archer that hung out with a bunch of her knights when she started just going off and knighting everybody, a half-orc and a halfling and all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. And they wouldn't have it. Society shot her down. She tried, but they weren't accepted. So they just oh, well, next time, She tried to use her standing to get them knighted. Didn't work. One of their friends...
Lord Akihiko?
Yeah, Lord Akihiko. So you drop this name and it works well. They snap to and step aside like the name just poof, open doors. Wow, that was easy. Oh, that was a little too easy. Fast forward to now. You guys step into the room, make yourself scarce, get up on a wall. Society. One of you would be enough to direct the others, unless you guys all just want to like, well, make society checks, and one guy blows it and starts wandering the wrong way in the room. But assuming Angelus is our lead here.
Quarter, bust out my guitar. Bing, ding, 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 ding.
I actually have some music going, right? He's, we're there. That guard can play. Oh shit, forgot the costume. Right, okay.
Yeah.
Enough that you get some curious glances and frowns, like you're late or you're doing something wrong or you've screwed up and you might get in trouble later, but no one is bothering challenging you right this instant. You do get enough feel from the room that you've screwed up somehow politically or socially, and you'll probably be, like addressed by it, but no one challenges you. No one pulls weapons and kicks you out or starts a fight like you're some kind of foreigner. So they believe you are who you are. You just kind of went about it wrong. You may be getting shit later. So you guys stack up in the corner of this room. So here we are. Sure enough, somewhere in this room needs to be our contact. And there, across from you, is Lady Stavian and Lady Lothide, a mere 20, 30 feet beyond a big flaming brazier bowl in the center of the room. Let me paint the room one more time. I'm going to do this from the Shogun's perspective because this is the map's perspective, okay? You guys came in heading south through the north door after crossing through an expansive courtyard, a walled-in enclosure of several buildings, and the main building is here. You guys come in through a double door, immediately step to your right, but since you're facing south, it's left on the map, and are stacked up in the top left northwest corner of this room. The courtroom, as it were, has double doors that you came in on the north and two sets of double doors in the center of the east and west wall leading out. When you step into the room over red carpet, 10 feet in is a massive 10-foot bowl of flaming coals in this almost the center of the room. It is surrounded, if you project out 5-10 feet, on kitty corners, diagonal corners, 10-foot long divans or couches, these red velvet 1, 2, 3, 4, framing, making a circle around this fire pit. Within this circle of couches stands a half-orc, Sir Dunneldagon, a halfling, Sir Winston, Leon Heku himself, who you may or may not recognize even though you've dropped the name. To his right, and they're all facing the Shogun in the center of the room down the bottom, on one of the couches closest to you guys is a Taishan man who seems of import. Across, away from you, directly diagonally opposite on the southeast couch is Lady Lothide and the princess. South of all of this, up on a raised dais, two steps up, but not really high up off the ground, is a massive curtain, sort of a grilled paper and thin bamboo blind slats, but it is so fine and so thin you can clearly see people on the other side. It obscures their features a little bit, but it's still enough of a clear view that you can see two couches and three people up there. In the center, kneeling on a pillow, is a man in very ornate Taishan armor. Sitting on couches higher than him, but I guess trying to absorb the Western way, are a Taishan man in society check, gentlemen. And I'll let all three of you attempt this openly because because one could inform the other with a whisper going, okay, this like what are you guys gleaning from this, right?
Those are great rolls, guys.
We have no
ideals.
I mean, Angelus, you had a better one. Did you roll twice, or was that before?
That one, the other one was from before.
Oh.
Okay.
To get the name drop for Leon.
I'm gonna tip the accent now,
1,
guys.
2
That's a bad idea.
were the natural rolls people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not sure.
And 2.
The man does not appear armored or armed. He wears ornate clothing, robes, but you're not sure of his role.
Can I make a heraldry check?
Yeah, that would work.
Okay. I'm now realizing why my rolls
17.
Why my society rolls are so garbage. I'm trained in that.
+1.
I trained it on Winston, not Angelus.
17
So
on
that-
heraldry.
So that 2 should really be a 5, but no, failed. Right? Okay. His position is not noted, but heraldry, as in like families and whatever, okay, he wears indication on his garb that he is loyal to the Shogun, to the Jade Empire. So he probably he's probably an advisor or someone that serves the man in the room. Now this is important because like even though it's vague, you kind of might see whose loyalties lie where with this heraldry trick. So it's not a bad move. Next to them, further away from you on the other couch, is a woman. She is obviously feminine, but she has these long stick pins in her hair, and they wrap around to a thin cord, and her face is veiled. Sheer enough that you can't see it, but you'd probably guess she could probably make out movement and see enough to get by, but her face is veiled. She sits in some place of lady honor next to the man in ornate warrior Taishan armor. Near her, beyond a column, are our 2 ladies, dressed as they should be at court. They're finery. They are not in Western garb. They've been regarbed to fit sort of Taishan tastes. They're not painted up like geishas, but they are wearing kimonos. And the women seem uncomfortable in them. They are trying not to shift, with the legs tautly wrapped together and the big bow and everything, but you can tell the women are rather uncomfortable in these tight clothing, sitting daintily on a couch, and they seem a little bit vapid. You try to make eye contact, get their thing, and they're just one staring into the fire. It's not like they're drooling and falling over, but you know what I mean? They do seem a little bit like when you're sick and you get a killer headache and you just shut everything out. You can hear everyone. You are aware, but you're so focused on your migraine. It's just everything is just kind of like, yeah, whatever, that kind of thing. This is seem to be the way they're acting, and this is pretty noticeable. Yeah, you've met these women, so they're definitely like, and their family, you guys know without having to roll that they're, not themselves. There are guards stationed in pairs all around the room. There are double doors near you guys in a position on the west side and the air. In the center of the room, like I said, a tall orc warrior, a little halfling guy. Either side of this dais are these massive green jade terracotta looking statues of ugly bird-beaked humanoid man things. Some kind of creature, or like, how you guys have like a lion, the white lion for Taldor? It's this fearsome beast that's on our standard. Maybe this is the guy's standard in statue form, because there's these 2 massive statues that they've dunked in the room going, ha, you're in the presence of the Shogun. This is this cool, weird-ass Tengu-looking creature thing. They're very ornate, they're pretty big, and they're ugly as hell, but they are in the green jade colors. There are rich red carpets. There is a pale marble faded gold throughout the room, and all of their jade and emerald greens that seem to be the favorite attire in the guards and everybody except the Shogun, who wears silver and red. It matches. It works. Like, Angelus, you got to say, whoever decorated this room, kudos. Like, they're making it work. It's definitely a slice of home. You can practically hear a fountain.
Green orc.
Yeah.
Wind chimes.
I will say the orc is wearing his own armor, but he's wearing a tabard of the emerald green, denoting heraldry to loyalty to, this empire or whatever. However, straight across from you guys, on the east wall, tucked up, much like you, are 2 men that stand out. One is an even more distant relation from you, Anders, Sir or Lord. In this timeline, I'll just say Sir, not as important. Samish Gildervarth Stavian, sort of another side of the family that built up Pyramid to the Stavian. He is a distant relation of yours. He is wearing his own armor. No heraldry to the Jade Regency at all. And he is standing there and had some kind of miscommunication, or he's got like a servant with him. Actually, a Kadiran servant. He's a sylph. And also, this cousin of yours proudly wears the trappings of the faith of Sarenrae, which is a foreign faith that had recently made its way back into Opera and is not still very popular with the nobles. So this might have made this guy a bit of an outsider.
Anders is very excited because Anders also worships Sandre, and had been sort of, a lot of the kids his age had been kind of secretly worshiping Sandre because it was not allowed and stuff.
Yeah.
And now it's been super trendy recently for rich nobles to go for the god of the poor. And so a lot of, it's sort of frustrating because some people don't take it seriously. So,
okay. Well, there is, just having a quick look here. I was sure there was something. Let me just check my numbers. There is a structure that's been built, like a church. Where is it? Altar, Grand Bridge, Grey, House of Immortal. Where is it? Whitehall, Senate House. No, I don't think it's on this map. There is a cathedral coins. I saw something on a map while I was ripping through. Oh, there we go. House of Dawn's Redemption. I believe is number 8 on the map, and it's near the center of town. I believe that's the first sort of re-temple up of. Nice. I could be wrong. But you guys want to Pathfinder wiki that for me? Yeah. So interesting. What would normally cause a regular noble, like maybe even Joe's guy Lothie's like, outside foreign worship, how dare you? We only worship the dead god Eredin that gives no powers to anybody. Or maybe Adabar, the god of economy and wealth and city, he actually grants powers. The nobility that's embracing this is a very small minority, Mr. Lothide. But Anders all aglow. Okay. And his Kadiran self manservant, like the guy's kind of a mystery wrapped up and sitting there attending him. He's even trying to fix his collar there all of a sudden, right? The fight, the battle, who will be samurai, who does the honorable thing. There is a lot of Taishan being spoken in this room. Anders, it's happening quickly and commandably, and you get the idea what went down. Somebody tested the young man's authority over his 2 manservants that are halfling and half-orc, and they are, maybe he's trying to prove them to the shogun or whatever, but they fought, and then the fight was ended, and a whole bunch of platitudes said, and now they seem to be waiting on the man called the shogun's decision. The man with the large bow on his back is on a knee, as are the 2 men that are also in his presence. Everyone is sitting. If they are important, they seem to be sitting on a couch. If they are not important and in direct cone view of how dare you eyeball the shogun, they are taking a knee. You guys, as guards, are allowed to stand but are on the edges, the perimeter, the out of my peripheral vision, hence you do not exist to the shogun. And this sort of hierarchy of where you're standing or, what you would do in their presence, like a king or whatever, is not dissimilar to the courts that you guys know. It's just sort of more ocular as opposed to straight red carpet to the throne kind of thing. Strangely enough, unlike the king, Stavian or whatever, there doesn't seem to be an honor guard. There does not seem to be anyone up there on the platform or directly in front of the shogun guarding him. Everyone's to the side. I mean, you could literally pull out a weapon and shoot the dude. Okay, he's crouched on a pillow, but this seems strange to you, Angelus and society makers. And then, the moment we've all been waiting for. Lord Leon is thanking the shogun, all this stuff, and can I have a perception from the lot of you, please? All of you. Not Sir Winston, because I'm talking about the spirit sight that's about to activate. Now that I've brought everybody up to everybody's speed.
28.
Perception in the tower.
Oh, sorry.
We really need to add that suffix.
Oh, come on. It's usually in the tower. That's fine.
Unknown number.
I will not rob Doug of his proud number. A crown.
I rolled all my best rolls out.
Yeah, we're wasting them now. That's right. Waste them now. A magical faint blue crown of light crests the ridge of the forehead of the halfling, and the Taishan noble warrior on the floor, not the half-orc. And this crown of glowing light drips onto their eyes, and they react to it like they're either, what is this thing on my face, or they suddenly realize something, and both heads turn to the man sitting on the couch on their right, directly south of you practically. In sudden surprise and anger, the Lord rises to his feet, causing everyone to gasp because Shogun did not say you could get up, strides forward towards the man, pulls a wakizashi and points it at the man at 5 feet away, and demands to know who he is and how dare he be in the Shogun's presence without permission. And he calls him a name. Knowledge Society, please.
In the tower?
In the tower, yeah.
Yep. He calls him Kitsune. Wow, that's, you all rolled the same number. That's interesting.
We believe you.
He calls him Kitsune. A name, a title, a race, you're not sure, but he does say it with distaste. At the name, though, everyone in the room reacts. The guards all, I wouldn't say they draw weapons. They don't have to. They're like holding a halberd, but they step forward, that kind of thing. They all bristle. But as much to Leon's actions as standing without the Shogun's permission as revealing that there's some Kitsune, whatever that means, in the room. Initiative suddenly becomes a thing. That doesn't mean everyone's actually going to start killing each other, but hostile actions have been taken in front of the Shogun, and everyone will react. At the top of the initiative order, now, just so that we didn't go through it, there's a lot going on in this room, so we pre-rolled initiative and everyone knows their place. Funny enough, with a 30 at the top of the room is the Kitsune, who beat everybody out. That's what I get for having a plus 11. Haha. And what do I do?
Yelp?
I do Yelp. Nope. I don't. He looks like a Taishan man.
Speaks like a Taishan.
Yeah.
So do we.
Walks
Yeah.
like I should everywhere you can.
Walk like a
Shine man.
He looks innocently, holds up his hands in supplication, and then wiggles his fingers and touches his own shoulders and fades from view. And then you see the chair, like the couch he's on, rock suddenly as if he's moving. Whether he shifted down, came forward into the man's face, flipped to the side, flipped over the back, we're not sure. But this figure suddenly vanishes from view. Poof. Kapoof.
Somebody got some invisibility.
Right.
Not that I know anything about that.
Cursing, Leon, acted, but to honor his father, the Shogun, didn't strike. He just demanded a response. But I think we have it for somebody to dishonorably not say who they are, why they're there, whatever. Right. The man just vanishes, and the couch moves like he bolts or something. Next up, we have the man the heraldry guy that we could not discern what he is or who he was, kind of thing. Okay. He gets up from the couch as an action, stands forth, and in Taishan challenges Leon, speaks for the Shogun. So the Shogun doesn't have to speak because we're not worthy. Now, they are behind a screen, but the man comes over, and it kind of does, and this is obvious, even if you don't speak Taishan, sort of a how dare you, what's going on, explain yourself, young warrior, in the presence, and he does gesture back at the Shogun. So he's demanding answers, and that's all he does. Intimidate, blah, blah, blah. Right? That's me. He says something. Can I have an Arcana check? Or a religion check from you guys?
I'm terrible at both of those things.
Angelus, and especially Lothid, not Donald Dagan, and possibly Anders. I would catch that he didn't say something in Taishan, but you're not sure the significance. So he's like, Taishan, 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 the Shogun Taishan, Latin Taishan. You know, it's like, what now? Lothid, he invoked a command word, like a release of something like a spell or something that he's prepped, and he just spoke the command word aloud really, really loudly. So something on his person, something in the room or whatever, he's just activated. And he threw it into his rant, which is rather clever. When you guys get to your turn, you can act, you can perceive, you can try and figure out what it is or just ignore it, but it is knowledge in your head at this time. Anders, I will say that it was weird that he just suddenly blah, 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 Brittany, blah, 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 blah. Like, what the hell's up with that? Angelus as well caught it.
Leave
Blah, blah,
Brittany
blah,
alone.
blah. Yeah, anyway, it's like blah, 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 divine arcane magic or some shit, and then blah, 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 like a command word. Not sure what's going on there. Lady Haikyuu is going to make a deception roll. Of 20. Shifts in her chair and does something subtle. I don't care if it's in the open. Now you know DC's 20. If you wanted to know what she did, she moved. Everyone saw it. But her movement covered something that she actually did. DC's 20. If you want to know more. Yeah, but you got to burn actions to perceive. That's the catch, right? The West Guards bristle, ready themselves. So everybody, except you guys who are not doing your job, you know, these guys stand too. They ready shields. They level halberds or whatever they can do. I don't know if one weapon, two weapon. I don't know if you can even use a shield and halberd at the same time in this system. Or spears. So they're carrying spears, not halberds. They're shield ready, spear ready, you know, step forward and stamp and, you know, show the room that they are in charge and ready to act on their boss's command. The entire left side of the room, which brings us to Anders. Oh shit, you're disguised as a guard and they all stood too. What do you do?
I will they have none of them have drawn their weapons, correct? They
have. Like I said, like,
okay,
it's a spear. They're kind of holding it. It's leaning against, like, they have that honorary at the ready position, right? They raise shield, they lower spear, and point them at the center of the room like they are ready to act at someone else's command. You know what I mean? They ready weapons. So it's like as if they had drawn weapon and shield and they're ready to go, but they're waiting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you mimic this? Do you want to perceive around the room what's going on with the guy that vanished? What's going on with Leon? What's going on there?
We're in, right? I'm going to use this distraction to move through the room.
Okay. Stepping forward now would single you out. Like, no one's moved. You know what I mean? If a guard just suddenly starts coming, unless you feel you can get away with, like, coming up behind somebody that you think they would want you to surround. If that's what you go, you know what I mean? Aha, I have them surrounded. Like, if you pick somebody and surround somebody. But
if you that's fine. I will draw my bastard sword, pretend that it is whatever weapon they have.
Yes.
And I will also draw the rapier and hold it in my other arm.
Yep.
But pretending that I'm holding up a shield.
Okay. Now, you can drop pretense. If you think it's now your time, make a blade line for the girl. Here's your sword. Let's go. You know, but if you don't want to be the first to, like, break character, break ranks, I'm saying that you can move, but you might want to do it tactically, like, oh, I'm a guard that came over here to surround Leon or something. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to shut down what you want to do as a player.
I know. Well, I know exactly what I want to do, but what do you guys? Are you guys ready to go? Are you guys ready to go?
Do you want to delay? It's your initiative.
Kill them all.
Nod, go. All right,
but I would say hold your position.
Oh, okay. I draw my weapons as I
okay, and you're ready.
And I will use my last action to assess the tactical situation in the room.
Okay, give me perception in the tower. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. Okay. I will say that the one side acts because that's where the action was. The other side hasn't acted yet because it didn't happen on their side of the room. Maybe they'll act later, or they're just waiting. Or these guys are confident enough that they're so disciplined that only, it happened on our side of the room. We will take care of this. So, like I said, your line acted. The other one hasn't acted yet, or just maybe won't. The young noble Taishan, bow on back, wakizashi in hand, that accosted the Kitsune, looks pissed and probably about to either turn on the guy who's yelling at him at the screen or dad or whatever, but some kind of confrontation, maybe not violent, but definitely wordy, is about to go down. Everyone else just seems frozen in time, like this was very unexpected, right? The only other thing with your roll I can give you is nobody else has moved from their position. People are shifting uncomfortably and shit, but no one's pulled an obvious big weapon or aha, it's my chance, and dove under a couch, or any noticeable repositioning has not happened in the room yet.
Okay.
Best I can do with your roll. Okay. The East Guards. As I say, they don't ready weapons, but they do sort of step in their place and tamp we too are ready, but they don't, point spears at the back of Princess Stavia or any of that stuff. They just signal that they're paying attention, but they don't move like the other ones did where they arms up, shields up, raise gun, that kind of thing like the West Side guys done. Which brings us to Angelus.
I will draw my rapier.
Okay.
And I'll reach down, touch the blade just above the hilt, and cast runic weapon on it.
Cool. Okay. In the new rules, Joe, is there anything about deceptive casting or anything, or are you just hoping no one's really bothering with you? Because there is a huge focus, obviously, away from you. You're just guard number 6.
Yeah, that is meta magic.
Okay. This is an option that I would just want to offer Matt if he wanted to do some extra pepper and try to do it very deceptively. If it's within his action economy, you can attempt it. If you don't care at this point, you don't have to.
Well, I've got 3 steps in my action economy: 1 to draw, 2 to cast, and I'd imagine it takes an extra action to try and do it deceptively.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that.
Okay. I wouldn't mind this looked into, but okay.
We also have another spell going over us right now to disguise us a little bit, so
yeah, right.
If you are sort of looking like
it looks
you're
like you
pulling
guys
your
are
sword.
bristling and moving, but it's like I have a hand on my spear, a hand on my shield, and these 2 hands are moving under the coat. What the hell?
Hey, we all deal with stress in different ways, Jeff.
Exactly. Moving down the initiative order, stuff's going on.
Oh,
Sorry?
that's weird.
What's the matter?
So that should have...
Target yourself.
I'm trying to apply the effect.
Okay, it says
applied it to Sir Winston.
Okay.
Because I've got the 2 character sheets going.
That's weird.
But I don't
try
have Winston.
Actually taking Angelus's targeting to Angelus on the combat tracker and see if that clears it up. So I could say target yourself there. Now you are targeted. Try again, Angelus. Maybe it'll work better this time.
Yes.
Yes?
Perfect.
Okay. Which brings us to Sir Donald Dagon. Ryan.
Yes.
Doing the honorable thing. I mean, you don't want to kill your comrades. You will, without hesitation, if they order it. But a test of courage, a test of strength, some sort of test. And you and your comrade, Sir Winston, passed. And lucky him, he's up for promotion. Yay. Suddenly, your lord and master that serves the Shogun, so proud that you're part of this economy, reveals something, a traitor. He says a name. He seems very unhappy with one of the loyalists that are sitting on a couch. He draws his wakizashi. Now, Leon's an archer. If he wants you dead, he will shoot you. So this is obviously some sort of last chance, like kind of thing. So he pulls his wakizashi, confronts the guy, calls him something, a whole bunch of Taishan you don't understand, but obviously wants information from the man on the couch. In response, the guy acts defensively, casts an invisibility spell or something, and just vanishes. And there's the distinct rocking of the couch as he, shifts off of it or, whatever. However, Invisible Tango in the room, and there is a gap between you and your master's back. He is 10 feet away. He is exposed. What would you do? Lucky for you, you have axe in hand because you were just fighting somebody. So,
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
In that case, I have axe in hand.
Yep.
It's a two-hander.
yes.
I will take a step to cover that missing.
Yep.
Yep. And then
Okay.
I will take 2 actions to cast musical accompaniment and give suspenseful music to the air.
Okay. And does that give any buffs or bonuses or debuffs?
That is up to the GM to decide.
Oh, right now I just think
It literally says at the GM's discretion. It provides
yeah.
bonuses to
Oh, yeah.
deception, diplomacy, or intimidation. So basically, I give mood music for my lord.
Okay. I will erase the J. I will erase the J chord. It's too bad I started the battle music early, but we'll say, yeah, he's actually giving like battle music or, it's on kind of music. Okay. Starts grinding the axe. Okay, that's you, sir?
That is all me.
Okay. Lord Samish Gilder Varth knows that if I drew a weapon here, it would look like I'm suddenly siding with the bad person. However, he readies an action to do something if shit goes down. But posting up where I am in the corner without moving is probably his best option. So I would say Varth acknowledges everything, but suddenly pulling a sword when everybody else does, probably not a good idea because you're declaring a side. So he's going to wait. He does turn to his companion and says something, orders something. Fafal nods, smiles, yay! Second chance of assassination because now he's going to be, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Fafal starts pointing at a door. Like, we should leave. You tap chest, me tap chest, door tap chest, now tap chest, kill you in the dark. Yeah. That kind of thing's going down. So those two are just into each other as opposed to doing anything useful, which brings us, finally, to the main character, because alternate timeline characters are NPCs. Yeah, you guys get to have your fun. Yeah, you could be crazy classes and kill each other. Doesn't matter. Go nuts, murder hobos. But the guy that's going to carry this campaign, no pressure, Matt. Sir Winston, what do you do?
Draw my longsword
Okay.
and take a defense.
You threw it down. You threw down your sword and offered your head, remember?
Yeah.
I will say you
So I
can
didn't
retrieve it
pick
off
it back
the floor.
up?
Yeah, just saying. Just saying. It's not handy.
Well, so where is my sword?
It's adjacent square. I don't know.
Okay.
Don't like it stepping on it. Give him a shove.
So I will pick up my sword
Yes.
and take a defensive position.
Okay. I was just happy I remembered that and then realized the redundancy of what I said because you could just pick it up. Hey, stop swelling up your mini. You're not that big, half pint. It's making his mini grow.
Trying to put my back to Leon.
Okay. So, I guess I should have some facing here. Leon is, was facing the couch. Donald
Because I saw the kitsune and then I saw it magically make itself go invisible. So I'm taking a defensive position because I don't know where it went.
Yeah, you put your back to Leon, who you know is competent and playing the role, whether you mean to or not, or just being a tactical move. You step up. Okay, you draw a weapon. You take a step directly towards the Shogun, and you are at the bottom of the dais, standing where Leon was kneeling. But sword out, away from the Shogun, scanning the room for invisible people. I'm hoping is your intent as opposed to like eyeballing.
Yes. Yeah, no, I'm not. I didn't draw my weapon towards the Shogun.
I am coming. Well, that's the thing. It's like, I pick up my sword. Okay, you do. I stride towards the Shogun. I'm Leon's back. And then I turn and
If
look
Leon's
like
a new shogun, I can become a samurai.
Okay, and that's you. Perception in the tower?
Perception in the tower? From both?
Well, no, because on your turn you do perception and jealous, and you burn your action. So Winston had an action left. You said you wanted to look around, and you picked it up, you moved forward, and now you're just trying to like take the room in, right? So you got an action left. Give me some perception in the tower. Ooh, okay. Funny enough, you are facing east, and there is Princess Stavian, like a mere 10 feet from you, who is looking at you with sort of a. It looks like she's straining, like she's rapidly trying to blink away fog. Ines?
Okay.
Swords come out. It's sobering. right? Weapons come out, adrenaline kicks in, and it looks like she gets to, I don't know, remake her saving throw. And she looks like she's trying to clear her head at you, and she grips the side of her chair and doesn't stand up, but you know what I mean? Anyway, confined in her clothing, unfortunately, is not going to be very mobile. Seems to be trying to get her wits about her. Through the veil, you didn't really want to make eye contact with people on stage. They'll probably see you as threatening. You don't see any, like, you know, the rug tilts, the other couch moves, you know, some coals shift, and out the door you go. Door opens a little bit, closes. Like, the guy doesn't look like he's bailing out any door. You know, he's still in the room. Possibly. Lord Leon orders you 3, you 2, to protect the Shogun. And he kind of points positions like, Donaldagan, you should, like, watch the side curtain where the statue is to see if it moves. Anyway, protect the Shogun, and he points at his eyes, and he points at the curtain like, if the guy breaches the curtain, it's going to ripple. That's our tip-off that he got on stage. Doesn't necessarily want you guys to get on stage on the inside of the curtain, but he asks you guys, orders you guys to, you know, one on one side, one on the other. That's what he wants you to do. And then he, with a single action, commands the guy that's giving him shit. You know, I'm protecting the Shogun, idiot. Like, something simple, because I don't have a lot of actions. But he's pretty much ignoring the berating. The Shogun remains calm. Remains composed. Behind him is a rack with 2 swords, a katana and a wakizashi. All you would have to do is turn and pluck one of these blades and draw it. But that's 2 actions, plus stand. He might be standing and pulling his own weapon in time to get hit by an invisible guy, but he does not. He sits and he scans the room composed, probably watching for curtain ripples. And that's him. Which brings us to Barius Lothide, bringer of fire, dust, fog, illusion, some weak-ass cantrip. What do you do, Lothide? Is it your time to shine, or what you want to do? No pressure.
No, it's not my time to shine right now. I will follow what the other guards did. That's it.
Like Anders, right? You know?
Yep.
Okay.
I will do my best.
Do you have a staff, a wand, anything you can, like, fake as a...
I will pull out a wand that was given to me.
There you go. Pull out a wand. Pretend it's the, you know, the illusion makes it look like it's the spear.
Pretend it's a spear, yeah.
Okay. Yep. Nothing to see here. Friendly guards doing our job. Yeah, okay.
And maybe I'll use a perception to see if I can see an invisible person, which way they went.
So let's talk about concealment. Since you're actively, as opposed to like scanning defensively, what's everybody doing? Going, okay, he was right there. What do I see?
Where'd he go?
Lock on the position. Let's talk about the rules for that.
Okay.
Actively seeking. You'd use the seek action. Like, yeah, let's talk about it.
I would like to use the seek action.
Come on, Aiden's not here. Reclaim your throne, rules lawyer.
Okay, well, I was letting you do it.
No. I can never remember this shit. That's why you're here.
Off, man.
I was taking the night off. I was letting you do it.
I can never remember this shit. That's why you're here.
I will seek as soon as I find it.
Seeking to seek.
Seek and destroy. All right. Concentrate. Secret. So it's a secret room in the tower.
Okay. Go give me a perception in the tower.
Yep. You scan the area for signs of creatures or objects. If you're looking for a creature, choose an area you're scanning. If the precise is necessary, the GM will have to decide. You can do a 30-foot cone or a 15-foot burst within a line of sight.
Oh, that's neat. Okay, so what do you want to do? Like a cone towards the couch, or a burst right around the couch area to see if he any
burst right around the couch area, because that's the last known spot.
Okay. Okay.
So just let me throw it in the tower for you. Seek and destroy. And if it's a success, I was searching for creatures. Any undetected creature becomes hidden And if it's a crit success, any undetected becomes observed.
Okay. So going off of the Kitsune's high DC.
Yeah, and whatever my perception was, and then
I am a... So just so you guys know, there's the elite rule. Do not have creature on board that is more than 2 levels higher than the party. So this guy is a 6th level creature, right?
elite dude.
But he doesn't serve one of the factions. He's his own. So I made him elite so he could stand against the party, but he may have to fight everybody too. So it's not like, oh, you filled the room with 6th level elites. No, yeah, but no, because they could fight each other just as easily. So anyway, 6th level dude. So 16 plus... Oh, it's gone right out of my head. I'm so sorry. 16 plus what?
16 plus what for?
So with the room in tatters, no, not quite yet. With the room just beginning to move and the last player moving, yeah, there is what does Princess Stavian do? She gets a saving throw. Lady Lothide gets a saving throw versus these poisons and such. What does Lord Lothide see? Seeking a visible creature. And with Winston already acting, I'm going to put you on another cliffhanger. Hey, sorry, I promise not for 3 more years, but another cliffhanger, and we will see you all next time.